Okay, so this is the finals, I believe, of the 1997 Canadian Grappling Championships. And I believe the players here are a member of the Canadian national judo team named J.P. Cantan, who is known for his groundwork, and the fellow on the other side who is not wearing a shirt, I believe is a student of Rickson Gracie. And I believe Rickson himself is sitting back there on the sidelines. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Here we go. So like I said, the fellow who's closer to us, I believe his name is J.P. Cantan, who's a member of the judo team, Canadian judo team, and was known for his groundwork, and the fellow not wearing a shirt. You'll see later in the video, I believe that's Rickson Gracie sitting behind him, shouting instructions. Wearing the, well, you'll see in a moment. I believe it's Rickson there with his son. Anyway, the judo player and the jiu-jitsu fellow squaring off, both trying to get a grip from which they can pursue a takedown of sorts.
What? Do me a favor, make sure nobody goes in front of the camera. Okay, thank you.
You can hear the judo coach is asking somebody to stop people from going in front of the camera. And as soon as you do that, instantly someone's going to go in front of your camera. You know? But that's just the way life is. He's zooming in there, and see right there, that's Rickson Gracie. And then possibly his son, I don't think that'd be Crone. I mean, it was 1997, whichever, I don't know which son, Crone or the other son that passed away tragically. Anyway, the fellow with no shirt is in the guard of the judo player. And I don't know if you've ever had a chance before to, you know, you're wearing a coat and they aren't, or vice versa, but it can be very problematic. It can really tip the playing field, so to see. There's the, just like I said, someone steps in front of your camera.
Hey, what are you doing with shoes on the mat, eh?
You know, now the coach is yelling at somebody, what are you doing with shoes on the mat, eh? Very Canadian, very, you know. Anyway, the Rickson Gracie student is on top in the half guard. He's passing the half guard of the judo player. And the referee's standing in the way, which is part of what referees do, you know. Yeah, apply the rules and prevent, you know. And I swear that person in the top left there, that's Rickson Gracie. I mean, if you zoom in his shirt, it has the Rickson, you know, swirly triangle thing on it and stuff. So the guy on top is a student of Rickson Gracie. And bear in mind, this is 1997. So we have a guy on the bottom, the judo player, who's probably been doing judo for, I don't know, 15, 20 years, probably since he was a kid, you know, from Montreal. And the guy on top, maybe from the States, or maybe from a local jiu-jitsu club. But I mean, in 1997, even the most experienced, you know, and the UFC only started in 1993, so the guy on top probably has 3-4 years of jiu-jitsu experience versus like 15-20 of judo experience. But you know, and the fellow sitting back there with the, whatever you want to call it, that's Rickson Gracie.
That's it, JP. Use that gi.
With his son there. If you have any questions or comments, if you're seeing something that I'm not seeing here, put it in the comments below. The judo player here is looking for some kind of kimono choke. He's got his kimono wrapped around the guy's arm and head, and he's squeezing away there. But that's not really a choke as much as it's just a immobilization. It's very hard to head and arm choke a guy like that using strictly your kimono from the bottom, you know? You know? And the judo coach is yelling at him to go after the guy's arm and whatnot, but that's very hard to do in a situation like this, especially from half guard. Very difficult. Anyway, the jiu-jitsu fellow's on top in the half guard of the judo player, looking to pass. And Rickson's right there with his son yelling advice to the guy. I don't know what kind of point system they're using. I think it's if nobody gets submitted. See, look right there. That's the. I don't know if you saw there, but that right there, that's the triangle swirl of Rickson's shirt. That's Rickson and his son. But like I said, the rules of this, if nobody gets submitted, the referee, I think there's going to be 2 corner judges. They each pick somebody, and then whoever gets 2 out of 3 wins, you know? Or I guess if it's 3 out of 3, that's even better, you know? So, yeah. Yeah. Maybe Rickson was in town doing a seminar or something. Who knows? Who knows? For a judo player, the guy on the bottom has a pretty good guard. Honestly, most judo players, they specialize in throwing, you know? Some of them have a guard, but not a guard that's, you know, they can get back to it again and again and again, like this guy has, you know? But, like I've said in other videos, that's definitely Rickson. Like I've said in other videos, oh, look at that, that was a pretty good turnover attempt. Like I've said in other videos, judo people tend to specialize, and those that specialize in newaza, or the groundwork, as it's known in judo, they're pretty good. Like they're like purple belt level, generally. And so if you have like a fellow that's a judo player who specializes in newaza versus a fellow that's probably, you know, probably about a purple belt level in jiu-jitsu, that's a pretty good match, you know, in terms of groundwork. And you can see it here. Although one's wearing a jacket and one isn't. And the fellows, oh, see, they throw the, I don't know what that was, a boxing glove or a beanbag or something. They throw it on the mat to, I guess, time's up. And now I think the fellow in the middle raises his arm, and there's people on either side. It's the best 2 out of 3. And we can only see what the referee does. So let's see what arm he raises. They bow, there you go. So the person in the middle, he raised his arm to show the judo guy had won, but I think based on the celebration that's occurring, the 2 corner judges both picked the jiu-jitsu guy, because you can see the jiu-jitsu audience there, Rickson and whatnot, they were all celebrating. And you can see the jiu-jitsu guy is clapping and whatnot, so I think he's shaking his hand. And the judo guy's not acting like he won. See? Look at that. So I think the 2 corner judges selected the jiu-jitsu player who's now being congratulated by, I believe that's Rickson Gracie. But anyway, if you have any comments or questions or what have you, write them below. See you next time.